Hey, friends and family. I hope everybody is safe and healthy out there and has enough toilet paper. It is about day 10 of the apocalypse here in the Bay Area. I've been very lucky to be marooned with my brother and sister in law, and we've been jamming out to some music. And I realize that it's been giving me a lot of joy in a very uncertain, weird time. And I also realize I've had some friends over the years ask me to teach them to play guitar. So I figured I'd put together a little like 10-minute video crash course in guitar, series of 10-minute videos. I don't think you can really learn guitar in 10 minutes, but so if anybody wants to follow along and wants to learn any songs, I'm here for that. So yeah, I've been lucky. We've been jamming out on the piano and the guitar here. Eve 6, Inside Out, has been a particularly wonderful apocalypse song. But yeah, I want to teach some basics and then the 4 pop chords that you're going to need to know if you want to learn just about any pop song that you want to play. So those 4 chords, just so you get a sense of what your goal is going to be if you want to take this crash course, are going to be E minor, G, D, and C. Those are going to be the 4 chords, and you'll recognize them from a million pop songs that you know and love. Some of my favorites are obviously Tom Petty. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. It's more than a feeling when I hear that old song they used to play. I begin dreaming. La 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 la. Boy, I think about it every night and day. I'm addicted, wanna jump inside your love. I wouldn't wanna have it any other way. I'm addicted and I just can't get enough. So those are 4 examples of a million other songs that you can play with those same chords. So yeah, gonna be useful to you if you want to learn. First things first, let's tune our guitar. If you have a guitar, wherever you're hunkered down, standard open E tuning is what it should be in, and you can download a guitar tuner app on your phone for free. There's a million of them. I don't recommend any particular one as long as you can play your string, and it'll have a little dial that tells you how flat or sharp you are. And basically, if you're sharp, that means it's too high. If you're flat, it means it's too low. So you want to get it right in the middle there, just right. That's your low E string. It's the lowest string on your guitar. The second one is called your A string. It's the second from the top. Third is your D string. Third from the top. Next one is your G string. Next one is your B string. And last one is your high E string. So you notice the low E and the high E are the same note, they're just different octaves. Great. So we'll start with the easiest chord, which is your E minor. And the E minor is going to ring out most of these strings. In fact, you're going to play all of the strings. And I recommend using a pick if you're a beginner, just because you're not going to be doing a lot of picking with your right hand. You're going to be doing a lot of strumming with this, though, and it helps to avoid getting calluses and messing up your nails on your right hand. That's unavoidable on your left hand. I already have calluses as a guitar player. That's just going to be something you do if you choose to become a guitar player. You're going to have those. So E minor is taking your middle finger and your ring finger on your left hand, placing your middle finger on the A string, 2nd fret, meaning the frets are these guys here, and there's 12 of them up to here. So the 2nd fret is the second one from the edge of the neck of the guitar there. 1st fret's here, 2nd fret's here. So put your middle finger on the 2nd fret, your ring finger on the D string 2nd fret, and sound out all chords, or all strings. E minor. Practice that one for a bit. Make sure you're arching your fingers like that so that all the notes underneath your fingers, all these strings don't get muted on accident, because sometimes it can sound like that. And you really want every single one to ring out truly. E minor. Next thing I'll teach you is the C major chord. And that's going to look like this. So that's going to be your ring finger on the A string 3rd fret, your middle finger on the D string 2nd fret. You're going to skip past that G string with your index finger and place your index finger on the B string 1st fret. So it should look like that. This is going to be a tricky one for arching your fingers. You really want to arch your fingers over the other strings so you don't mute them on accident. And you're going to start by plucking from the A string. You can skip this E string. You don't need that to play a true C chord. So start with the A string, and it should sound like this. It's ringing truly. Remember, if you're not arching properly, it might sound a little bit like that. And that's normal. First few times you do this, it's really hard to get those arches correct. But that is something for technique you're really going to focus on. Pressing down on the strings is going to be the most painful experience at first, but eventually you get used to it. And a lot of people don't recommend pressing your thumb into the back of the guitar. Let's see if I can show you that. It's hard to show you, but sometimes it helps you give you a little bit of leverage at first. And as you get more and more adept at putting your fingers on the strings, that gets to be less of an issue. You don't need to press quite as hard with your thumb, but sometimes it's helpful at first. C major chord. E minor, C major. You probably already heard some songs that start like that. Next one we'll teach is your D chord, and that only involves playing these top 4 strings, starting with your D string. But the D string's open, there's no finger on that one. Instead, your index finger is going to be on the G string 2nd fret, like that. Your ring finger is going to be on the B string 3rd fret, like that, and your middle finger is going to be on the high E string 2nd fret. It should look like that. And then you're going to play those top 4 strings. Another important one for arching those fingers to get that true sound. So here we go between E minor, C, and D. This and that G string, which is the last one we're going to teach you today. So this is probably the hardest one to learn for the day. And all told, it's going to take a few hours to get all 4 of these for sure. And then the other trick is going to be transitioning from chord to chord. So we'll probably look at that in the next lesson. I want to keep this 10 minutes. But for now, let's teach you that G chord. G chord is going to be using all of the strings on the guitar. You're going to be placing your middle finger on the 3rd fret of that low E string, your index finger on the 2nd fret, or the 2nd fret of the A string. Top 2 are going to sound like this. Your bass notes. You're going to have an open D string, open G string. You're not placing any fingers down on that. That's what I mean by open. And then you're going to place your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string and your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. So it should look like that. I wanna live, I wanna give. There it is, all 4 chords. G major chord. Also important for arching your fingers there. And that's it. Those are the 4 chords you need to learn. So definitely hit me up with comments if you want to learn any songs in particular. A lot of them do involve these 4 chords, sometimes transposing them so you can put a capo on the guitar if you don't like the key. And we'll talk about that in the next lesson because we're wrapping it up here. It's been 10 minutes. I hope everyone's safe. I miss you guys. And yeah, get some music in your life out there if you don't have it. And take care.